Boruto, Chapter 71, Hindrance. Boruto Next Generations. Creator, Supervisor, Makashi Kishimoto. Art by Mikio Ikimoto. Translation by Mary Morimoto. And lettering by Sinir Aaron. I probably butchered all those names. Oh well, we move on. So I will say, on this front cover, we have the white hair, almost like Magneto white hair. And we got the black and purple. I think that's purple in the inside of the cape. And yeah, it's purple. So, I don't know. He's almost kind of looking like Magneto. But, oh well, that's just from watching too much X-Men. Anyway, so let's flip the page. And of course, make sure you like the video narration, subscribe, share, and ring that bell so you'll be notified of more handsome King Nerdy Bear content. Now we flip the page. And due to copyright reasons, I'm not going to show every single panel. I may not show any at all. You never know. I may just substitute with memes or GIFs to try to visualize what's happening on the manga. So anyway, without any further delay here, we flip the page. Ida, Code, Amato, and I think that little head right there is Damon. And so, Code, obviously, he wants to kill Yamato because he's on his personal shit list. Or maybe we can say hit list also. The shitty hit list, yeah. And so we got the terrified eyes of Mato. And then, there's Bug right here. So he actually, there's like a little caption here. Even genius scientist Sanzo Amato is at their mercy. And then Code replies, see Amato. We flip the page. Ida, a word. It's about Kawaki. And so Ida just stares. Flick. So it looks like that's like some kind of sound effect. Flick. And then that stops Code from impaling or scratching or severing Imato's body parts. So he stops. And then Code is wondering, what just happened? And then Bug is just staring, witnessing all of this. And so we have Ida, or Ada. Not sure how you pronounce it to this very day, but we'll just call her, I guess, Ida. She responds with, yes. What about Kawaki? Imato glances over, and he says, Kawaki is the ace up my sleeve. In case Konoha ever tries to abandon me, like now, or if they decide to eliminate me, is the ace up my sleeve. Code looks, and Ida says, what do you mean? I don't understand. Code says ignore him. He's bluffing out of desperation. Just stalling for time. And then Ida responds, Code, I'm talking to him. Don't interrupt.
Silence, you fool!
Code glances and responds back with, this is stupid. You're gonna buy this windbag's mutterings? He'll just use you for his own ends. Ada responds, did you not hear me? I'm telling you not to interfere.
Silence, you fool!
Code responds with, sorry, but he's on my retribution list too. You already told me Kawaki's off limits. You have no right to deny me Amato as well. Of course, at this point, we're at page 6. And then Ida says, Damon. So Damon comes up from behind, gets covering Code's mouth and restraining his claw, his right hand claw that Code was going to thrust into Amato. Then Code is wondering, what in the... Ugh. He has his mouth covered so he can't really say anything. And then Damon replies with, hey now, don't get too carried away, eh? Didn't know Damon was Canadian, but whatever, eh? And so Code, he looks like he has his other arm, his left arm, with his claw, he has the intent to harm Damon, and by doing that, Code ends up scratching his left part of his head towards the temple. We have a caption from Code. Looks like it's his own thoughts. Gah! My intent to kill is already being reflected. Damon just looks like he was in midair, so it's like whoosh! Oh, what happened? Oh, and then we see that Damon looks at a claw mark on the floor. And then also sees Code. Looks like he's near some kind of archway. Like an archway wall. And there's a claw mark right there where Code reappears. And then Amato is watching this happen here. And then Code just looks at Damon. Damon responds, "Come down here, chicken bastard." I probably would have called him a chicken shit, but chicken bastard is acceptable. And then Ida says, "Code, did you just attack my little brother with the intent to kill him?" Amato just glances. Code just looks. And he responds with, "That's a horrible accusation. Considering you fired the first shot." We get to the next page here. Ida replies, "I warned you before. If you end up being a hindrance to us, I'll have to dispose of you." And then Code replies, "Wait a second. Hindrance? Me?" And then we get Bug, his shockingly looking eyes. Looks like it's the same exact drawing from the previous panels, but whatever, we'll just roll with it. And then Amato replies, "Do you still not understand, Code? Ida's got an invitation from Konoha now. She already has an opportunity to get close to Kawaki. But if she keeps association with you, she'll ruin this chance. So, how are you not a hindrance?" And then Ida, she is just watching. She doesn't really seem to actually be agreeing or disagreeing, just watching the reply. Code replies with, "Shut it, Amato. Quit the smooth talk. You're trying to trick Ida and throw me to the wolves, but it's not going to work." Amato replies with, "Trick? I'm just stating the truth. I said..." And then, all of a sudden, Code looks like his left arm just expands and has these freaking claws of death. And he shouts, "Shut up!
Silence, you fool!"
And then Damon reappears in front of his face. "Are you stupid?" I mean, I probably would have said to Code, "You must be a special kind of stupid." But anyway, Damon asks, "Are you stupid?" And then Damon looks like he either pushes Code back, or kicks him, like a Spartan kick. Whatever the case may be, he's flown to the other side of the room, and then Code just says, "Gah!" And then we go to the next page here. We're at this point on page 13. Code slides on the floor with his feet and hands, trying to recuperate his balance. And Anita's just watching this take place here. And then Damon replies, "If Big Sis says don't, then stop doing it. Idiots who can't understand such simple things need to be disposed of. You getting this, Code?" Then Code just looks at him. And then at this point, we're at page 14. At the Land of Fire. At the Hokage, looks like the Hokage building, Hokage headquarters, whatever you want to call it. And then Naruto replies, "No matter who you are, you become enchanted by her?" And then Boruto replies, "What the heck?" And then Shikamaru replies with, "I'm sure we'll run into her again. Then you'll see for yourselves." And then Sasuke responds, "What is she? A cyborg relic like Code?" And Shikamaru replies, "I don't know for sure, but Amato mentioned before that among the cyborgs who were scrapped were several who greatly surpassed Jigen's powers. And then looks like we have Kawaki just looking at page 15 here. So we got Shikamaru that replies with, Ida likely is one of them, considering that Amato was surprised at her presence. And even worse, it seems Ida's not Code's only companion. And then Sasuke says, what? Boruto is also witnessing this too. So here comes a flashback scene here. So we have Code pulling Damon out of his belt on his head. Shikamaru narrates here that during last night's battle, there was someone Code used to counter Kawaki when he was cornered. It wasn't Ada. I'm certain of it. There's at least one other enemy cyborg. Page 16, we see Damon just standing like a stud there, looking at Code. Code just looks at him, and then he replies, Hey, Ida. Damon's acting real weird. Do something, will you? Ida just looks at him. Then we go to the next page. I'm grateful to you, Code. I am. For freeing me. That's why I helped you regain your power. But let's call it a day now. It's time to end this. So then Code just looks at her. Looks like Amato's just doesn't really know what to say. He's just watching all this unfold. And then Code just replies with, You're kidding, right? I love you, Ida.
I give it to you, you give it to me. Hey, baby, if you give it to me, I give it to you, you give it to me. Hey, dun, 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 dun.
What?
From the bottom of my heart, don't you still need my power? Ida just friend zones him and says, No thanks, I don't care for your self-serving attitude. Whether your feelings are real or not, I've had enough. So now we're at page 18. Code just looks, and then Damon says, Don't worry about Big Sis. Whether it's against Otsutsuki or anyone else, I'll protect her. And then Code says, I see. Ada doesn't need 2 knights, does she? And then Code just replies with, That's right, just one. Me. And then Damon replies with, What?
What?
Amato's just looking at this, and so is Bug. And then Ida says, What are you talking about? You're creeping me out.
I give it to you, you give it to me. Hey, baby.
So then Code just glares, and he says, Sorry, Damon, but let's clear up once and for all who the real hindrance here is. So then Damon just smirks and says, Hee 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 hee. You're losing it. Sounds interesting. Try it.
I give it to you, you give it to me. Hey, baby.
So Amato's just looking at this. Bug has that same exact expression from the previous panels, maybe with his mouth a little bit more wide open. But anyways, that's beside the point. So then Code and Damon, Ada, and Amato in your classic Mexican standoff.
I give it to you, you give it to me. Hey, baby.
For those of you who watch Westerns, you'll probably understand this reference. Code! His palms! Beware of Damon's palms! And this is Bug saying this, by the way. And then Ida just kind of just gets Ida's attention. And then Bug says, It's only when he's touching others with his hands that actions gets reflected. And then Code is just, oh, okay, light bulb. He literally does not really have a light bulb, but it's just a little exclamation over his head. So I guess that's kind of like a light bulb. But anyway, Ida replies with, Bug, you jerk. How dare you? And then looks like there's some caption or self-talk from Bug. Good, this is good. Damon's ability is bothersome, but it can be overcome if you know its secret. Plus, Code's regained his full power, which is greater than Jingen's was. Best case, they'll destroy each other. And then Damon is just glaring And then Code says, I see. Only when touching others, eh? Didn't know Code was Canadian, but anyway. Damon says, shh. So then Code looks like he's in that, I guess, gaze again, and then all of a sudden, tech! Looks like he lunges forward to Damon. Looks like the right hand of his claw is trying to grab Damon from, like, behind. I guess he's trying to loop around his arm or something. I don't know. We'll have to see the manga panel yourself. We're at page 23 here. So Code, he's in that moment of the jwish. And then all of a sudden, Damon's gone. Damon replies with, that was hilarious. You said earlier that you felt like you couldn't lose to anyone. Or something like that. And then looks like Damon just completely stomps on Code like a freaking doormat. And looks like a few of the tiling work has been ruined. That certainly looks expensive. And then Damon just has his fun yee-haw. Apparently Damon's a cowboy. Yee-haw. Ride a Code. Save Ida. Yee-haw. So he's just stomping on him. The pain ensues onto Code. He's like, ah!
I give it to you. You give it to me. Hey, baby.
And then Bug has a different facial expression. Says, what the? And then all of a sudden, Damon realizes that, oh, Code's not there anymore. And so he sees that there's a belt mark somewhere in the cracks of the tile. Then all of a sudden, Code looks like there's a belt mark somewhere in the ceiling panel, whatever that's called. So then Code tries to counter with his own surprise attack with his claw extended. Looks like his left arm extended. And then what we find next is that a counter kick by Damon, like a roundhouse counter right into the face of Code. Talk about embarrassment.
You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir.
And so he gets slammed to the wall. Guff! Ugh! And now not only the tiling on the floor is ruined, but the wall is ruined. The big, lovely crack. And then Bug says, no way. Then after Damon retains his balance again, we also see Ada just watching all this unfold. Code is like, ugh. Damon's asking him, had enough yet? Do you seem stronger than Jigen? So neither Hokage or Uchiha should be trouble. And then Damon replies, but that's all. Who's second or third doesn't matter to me. Number one, me. Kind of reminded me of some kind of wrestling match here. So then Code is just looking very disgraceful, with Damon just hovering over him. Well, maybe not hovering over him, more like standing over him, like, hey, you lost, loser. Loser. And then we have Bug that says, damn it. Code's all bark and no bite. That's why I was against waking Damon up. And then all of a sudden, we have Code that just disappears into his belt marks. And then he reappears right behind Bug. Bug saying, huh? What the? Huh? Ida's just watching this. And she replies, running away? That's fine. I won't chase after you. Just don't get in my way. And I think you'd know this, but I can see everything. So I'll kill you if warranted. Code just looks at her very disgracefully. He replies with, I've got a mission. To cultivate a divine tree and to obtain a chakra fruit. As per Yasusuke will Ishiki bequeath to me. I'll devour it and become a new Otosuke. Amato is also just looking at this like, yeah, that's just his exact facial expression. Like, okay, all right. And then Ida says, oh, good luck. Code replies, once I'm an Otosuke, your ability won't affect me. Then when I'll finally know my true feelings towards you. whether I want to love you or I want to kill you. And then Damon charges in like it's freaking Dragon Ball Z. Charges in. Looks like he does like a little lunge kick, and all of a sudden, Code disappears along with Bug into the claw belt. And so basically, Damon, he kicked air. And then now it's only Imato, Damon, and Ida. And so Ida replies with, and by the way, we're on page 33, Amato, and in Ida replies, Amato, you're utterly devious. Not only did you survive that crisis, but you artfully managed to separate Code and I as well. And then Amato replies, and you? You decided it'd be a great chance to cut Code off, no? That's why you stood up for me, even if a bit roughly. Ida replies, don't lump me in with you. I just wanted to hear the rest of your story. If it does turn out to be a bluff, I have no qualms killing you then. And then we got Damon just grinning, smiling, standing proud, like, smirk. Then Amato just stares at the last kind of facial expression he had in previous panels here. So then Amato says, Kawaki is the ace up my sleeve. That's not a bluff. It's the truth. Then Damon just does like a piggyback on top of Amato. Yo! Interesting. You ain't too bad at a ride. And then Ida says, Damon's just itching to kill you, you know. So, if you don't want to die, I suggest you start explaining now. So then Amato replies, Kawaki has regained karma, and simultaneously inherited Ishiki's abilities. His power is likely to keep growing, and as of right now, there is no one in Konoha who can oppose Kawaki's power, including the Hokage. But then here's the twist. Bum bum bum! Amato replies with, except for me. So then you get another stare from Ada, and then Damon looks like he's clueless, or maybe just surprised and clueless. And then Ida replies with, you've planted something else inside Kawaki, haven't you? Amato just stares. And Amato states that a unique emergency shutdown command code that only I can use. Ida just glares back. And then Amato replies, it's Konoha's job to manage Kawaki, but this concerns the other villages too. So he's Konoha's number one priority, meaning they all have no choice but to rely on me. So Ida replies with, yeah, right. You're profiting from resolving a problem you yourself created by restoring Kawaki's karma. Moreover, why is it that you didn't put such a stop function in him to begin with? And then Amato replied, because Jigen forbade it to him. Implanting such a function in his precious vessel was unacceptable. And then Damon replies, but I can beat the heck out of him. Yes! Without breaking a sweat. Yes! Damon replies. And then Ida says, it's as Damon says. He can deal with Kawaki's power. And if you should die, perhaps Konoha will come to rely on us siblings. Amato replies, you have a point. An intriguing one. But the shutdown function is just insurance to protect my standing within the village. My real objective is different. Ida then replies with, you haven't answered my question, so spill it or I'll kill you. And then Amato replies, and Kawaki's karma is necessary to achieve it. So then he continues to explain, I'll talk, but it's a long story. Something that I need to tell Konoha as well. Can you wait until we get there? Ida says, huh?
What?
Damon also is surprised and clueless. Amato replies, "You should accept Shikamaru's offer, Ida. It's as he said, if you want to build a relationship with Kawaki, you should move to Konoha." Then Ida is blushing and says, You think so? Too? Damon is just surprised, like, okay. Move to Konoha? Then Amato replies, "Don't worry. I'll mediate. Since we have to tell them about Damon too." And then we switch back to the Land of Fire, where you see the Stone Faces mountain. Then we have Amato just narrating here. He says, "Shall we head out to Konoha Village then?" And it looks like we are in a different place. We cut over to Code and Bug. Bug is a bit PO'd here, and he says, "Damn it, why do you bring me? And where are we anyway?" Code says, "I saw it as rescuing you, you know. Better than leaving you back there to die, no?" Bug says, "Don't keep dragging me into things. Damn it, why do it end up like..." And then Code looks like he wants to say something. He then says, "It's Kwaki's fault. All of it. From beginning to end. That bastard." And then Bug has to witness this rant here, so he has the same exact expression from the previous panels. Looks like maybe just a wider mouth that's open in surprise. But anyway, we continue on with Code that says, "I never cared for him from the get-go. How'd he end up as a legitimate vessel? Why couldn't it have been me? And Ida too. He's taken everything from me. Every single time. He always takes what's important to me." And it looks like we fade to black with the final words from Code that says, "I'm gonna kill him." Actually, take that back, we don't fade into black. So anyways, he continues on his rant and says, "I swear I'll wreck everything. And Konoha Village too. Every single thing that's precious to him. The Hokage, his friends." We end that chapter with "To be continued." Well, now, I hope you enjoyed this read-along of Chapter 71 of Boruto, Hindrance. Once again, make sure you give this like, subscribe, share, ring the bell if you're interested in these read-throughs. And if you're interested in me doing any kind of voiceovers of other stories, of other manga, I'd be open-minded to it. But for now, until next time, same Handsome King content, same Nerdy Bear reaction.